Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming has introduced a bill that would force the federal government to purchase 1 million Bitcoin over the next 5 years. Now, as of Friday night, Bitcoin were being traded at about $100,000 a piece. And beyond just making the purchase, they wouldn't be able to do anything with those Bitcoins for 20 years. Now, I think this is a dumb idea. You have the federal government investing into Bitcoin, which was supposed to be seen as the alternative to the dollar. And now the federal government is going to be investing in it. Bitcoin has been around about 15 years, and they want to hold it for 20. There's no guarantee that Bitcoin will be worth anything in 20 years. There's nothing backing Bitcoin. There is no guarantee that it's going to continue to go up in price. In fact, it is highly volatile. This is a dumb idea, and it would be transferring taxpayer dollars that should be spent funding the federal government and funding varying things that we need the government to do. And instead, it would be buying these Bitcoins, so transferring the money to people who own Bitcoin. Then they can go spend that money, while the federal government is left stuck holding these Bitcoins in a secure file, basically an electronic file, for 20 years. So for 20 years, you're going to tie up a bunch of our money on a hope that it actually is worth more in the long run. But the federal government, for a very, very long time, has been running on a deficit every month, every year, which means all the money that comes in gets spent when it comes in. There is no savings account for the federal government. We are paying out interest on loans, which means for this $100 billion purchase, and it could be $100 billion plus because it will be spent over 5 years, you're going to have to borrow money and pay interest on it, and you're going to have to hope that your Bitcoins in 20 years, if they are still worth anything, are worth at least what you have paid for the Bitcoin and for 20 years of interest. It is a completely dumb idea. Now, I know Donald Trump has said he wants to be the Bitcoin president or the crypto president, but he doesn't even understand what a Bitcoin is. I guarantee it, because he was talking about some kind of a minted coin. Well, there is no physical coin with Bitcoin. It is all electronic. It's all about a string of numbers, and it's supposed to be very hard to duplicate or to figure out or something. I will admit, I don't understand crypto in the least. I thought it was a crazy idea when it started coming out in 2009. I think it's still a bad idea, and I think ultimately it is going to crash. And effectively, the only thing driving up the price of Bitcoin is other people believing there is value in Bitcoin. And I think if the federal government gets involved, they're going to be the ones burned, because it's going to come crashing down while they hold this 20-year investment of Bitcoin. It is completely dumb and a waste of money, and this is coming from the party who claims to be fiscally responsible, while at the same time they're talking about having to cut $2 trillion from the federal budget, and they want to slash a bunch of government agencies because it's wasteful spending. Well, how about we start by cutting the wasteful spending and forget about this investment in Bitcoin?